It is times like these that amaze even I. To think my son could conceal not only himself, but an entire series of islands, such untapped potential that we of the water family can conjure. My daughter seems to be welcomed into the party of adventurers, even getting to meet the night-touched tiefling's children someday, and tells the tale of how she came to be here today. In the desperation of my madness, Lustra was compelled to seek a hero to cure my mind, but found herself trapped within an iron flask. Before she could be dealt with, her flask was sent to Darkhaven and later rescued by Darakas, and now she has returned to lead us to my son. However, something none of us expected, my servant and spawn, Saskrub Uchiha, was still under my destructive last orders of ruin to try and separate my friends from their lives. He underestimates who he is dealing with. As with my very will, I unmake this pitiful creature, full of hate and spite, and return him to a loyal guardian of the seas. Perhaps I could do the same to Asmodeus due to him swallowing my seed plenty of times. How lewd, but curious. Eventually we were brought to an open ocean that my daughter claims to be the lands we seek. She requests the aid of one of my Koopies, Chomper, and draws forth a silver knife. Slitting her wrist and inscribing the blood into Chomper's head, the Koopie was able to transport us to the demiplane of Veritas, the pirate isles of Marinas. We embraced the tropical surface world while noticing the deep ocean of souls below. To aid in this mission, to not scare my son ahead of time, I shape-changed into that of a sea elf, bearing a similar resemblance to my son, so that I may pass as part of the crew. We were met on the docks of Pirates Cove by Poseidon Bloodmoon, Nyx's brother, who seemed to have been sent to the murky depths by the Vegamite meteor that approached the planet not so long ago. Poseidon was spared his fate by Veritas, but had not been initiated into the Leviathan pirates until today. I must admit, I lost my patience due to my internal struggle and Poseidon's lack of knowledge on my son's whereabouts. I was not the only one who grew impatient from the lack of information as Malpays journeyed across Pirates Cove and explored each house, including my son's castle. Within the home of Veritas, it seems his sentimental nature has persisted through the millenniums, as he has portraits of many of his brothers and sisters on the walls, and his throne sits down in the pool of water at the center of his sanctuary. Behind the throne, there lies several chests of treasures, all glowing with my energies. Within, there is 70 bottled essences of my primordial water. Whether he likes to admit it or not, Veritas has clearly begun his life of piracy trying to seek my essences in hopes to save me someday. Malpays now has a choice. Will he take these bottles for his own use, or will he leave the Pirate King's possessions alone? He must decide now. With Poseidon's aid, he sails a ship with the rest of us towards the Glittering Isle, where the surface is covered in all sorts of cultures, coins, and gems, and a turtlefolk treasure hunter counting these riches within a hold blocked by a moat. Through another heated discussion with the elderly and forgetful Briggs, we learned the location of my son. Finally, Veritas lies in a depressed state down at the bottom of the ocean, amongst the souls and wreckage of his past crews. Knowing this journey would kill the brave crusaders, I have bestowed the party with the ability to be waterborne, to breathe, move, and see underwater, and withstand the crushing weight of the ocean, but not of myself. No mortal is above a god or primordial. And as I traversed the dark waters, we swiftly met with Veritas, whose first instinct was to transform into his Leviathan form and try to strike at me with the fury of the storms, not knowing I contain the souls of both of his parents. Seeing his sister, he holds back his assault, and we all are able to have a discussion and eventually come to an understanding. He will aid in destroying Asmodeus. He will assist with Darkstar's heart. He will present the way forward to Hades for the God Council. He has inducted Poseidon Bloodmoon and former Captain Crimson Tarragon into the Leviathan Pirates, and finally, he will join Daricus and Lustra, along with more disciples of water to aid in my ritual. I must be of one mind, and absorb these unwelcome spirits from different times, so that I may be the devil's bane even further. Through this discussion, the Pirate King gives the call to summon Charon, the ferryman, son of myself and Raziel, who has hid in this realm. And for the payment of 2 coins each passenger, the party is boarded, and the grim boatman starts his journey amongst these souls. I will summon more champions of water and lightning for my ritual while they speak with the last god not already spoken to about this council. Good luck, adventurers. Wait! What is happening to you, companions? This cannot be! Please, it is not their time! No!
There you are, my son. Listen. I know you are disappointed that the spirits didn't bless you with powers. But that's no reason to run off like that.
Yes, you know your father, and I wouldn't dream of putting such a burden upon you. You are great. Just the way you are. Magic can't change how we feel about you. Dearest, now come and take my hand. The birthday barrel has been made by our neighbors, and the food ain't getting fresher.
All right, miss. I think we've had about enough of this. Looks like we're not going to come to an understanding. It's fine. You can keep the coin pouch. I understand. You are hungry. But just don't show your face in the kingdom, all right?
This can't be happening. I don't even know you, stranger. Oh, wait. Rokal?
You know me better than that, Judd. To think I would harbor one of those little green pests in my summer home. I would just have to burn the place down. Perish the thought.
Oh, I know you're good and true, Tariff. Don't you worry about that. I just have to do my duties as a knight of the hanging noose. What say you and I get out of here and catch a meal?
Absolutely. Just mentioning those imps has my mouth watering.
To think, that little bastard is going to cost us 20,000 souls each on our way to the top. If only he was more like Delios.
Oh, I know what you mean. I really wish you would have listened when I told you I wasn't in the mood that night. Now look where we are.
I can't help it, love. You were ravishing. Anyways, it's a moot point. The Dark Lord is willing to barge in and help get us out of this mess. To think we could make a child untouched by Dante's contract. What an absolute shame. Are you allowed to hate a child?
Curious. Very curious. I don't envy what you are going through right now, for you will be in the dark on the reality of your situation with no answers. It's not my call, however, so I urge you to not press the subject, as this is your own personal journey you must discover. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. That is what my passengers have always, and will always know. This is the fate of the dead, to be delivered to the Plutonian shores of Hades, where the untapped riches are held and glisten with the few shreds of light in this divine realm. Woe to the souls who reside in the river Styx. Those hateful souls spur us forward on vengeful wings, while we gaze upon the pitiful beings trapped in Acheron's miserable flow. We dare not journey upon the oblivion of Lethe, nor the fiery Phlegethon, and dare not that wretched and lamented Cocytus. You heroes do not seem to hold the same reverence that the others who've taken this final journey had. Though formidable and with well intentions, along with the support of the forces of the cosmos, you are but mortals. Born of flesh and blood, changed by your associates, the thread of life does not discriminate from those meant to perish from the world. Lo, legends do tell of the few who have left this dismal realm, be it Heracles and Theseus, perhaps more whose names have never been spoken in this cycle. Should my master deem you worthy, I may very well be your guide. That is, if King Minos does not judge you to join those swimming in this abyss. Never mind what could be, keep your reverence for the ancient ones, and dare not speak with disrespect. Hades is one of the few deities to escape the fiery clutches of Asmodeus, but not without scars, mind you. Indeed, these very waters and much of this realm has been raked by the devil's malicious intent, daring to repurpose what he has absconded with, claiming to be the rightful owner, As it stands, our Lord is the last of his pantheon, his family. There is none to save his lineage, not his brothers, not his wife, and until now, not even his faithful hound. All the riches buried in the world cannot bring back what has been lost, but your quizzical plans may yet rescue Pluto. We soon approach the shores where I shall guide you. Know that this place holds less of its guardians that once held great station here. This is where Cerberus would stand by this gate of gold and silver, but I sense to win favor with the Master, his presence is needed. We now walk past the seats of the three judges, though Rhadamanthus and Aeacus have been taken by Lucifer, leaving only Minos to pertain to Hecate's court. Miss Nyx, you would know these judges to send souls to your primordial mother to bask in her Elysian fields, but in recent years, it is her duty solely to permit passage there. Time and belief has altered history in many ways. This Olympian barely remembers his former rule. Pray, I hope your life of adventure has gained you much in the ways of tribute to our patron, for he admires those who know of the helmet of invisibility granted to him by the Cyclops, or perhaps Bidens similar to the one he wields, able to shatter anything in his way. My demi-primordial brother Cerberus may just be enough. Perhaps you are musically inclined like the love-struck Orpheus to dare impress his stern command. Keep your path true, companions. Leave the dead where they lie. Their time has passed, and we have approached the ebony throne of the last Olympian, to rarely see the mountaintop. My lord, I present to you these brave souls who seek an audience with you should you will it. They were sent by your father, Alizar, to hear their pleas and have done what no other mortals have done before. They rescued Cerberus. I know not their tale entirely, my lord, but I shall await your wisdom as they speak their tale, their names, and their request.